So, did the stream start? Okay. So currently, I'm streaming. I'm streaming from my bed. I got some things figured out. I made my own phone, a stream deck, which is basically, I'm not gonna lie, this is very cool. So I can see, I can turn on the mic, and I also I customize these buttons myself. Like I didn't download a plugin or anything like that, and it works very well. Right when I click, and I also change the buttons and how they react to being pressed, essentially. And I can change the scenes too, but like it's a very primitive button layout, but it works very well for me. I mean, I don't need something complicated, so yeah. So let's turn off the mic. Alright, it works quite well, but the problem is the mic button, right? Sorry, not the mic. The mic is kind of not loud. Like I can't barely hear it, so I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm gonna turn on the mic, sorry. And so I increased the gain on OBS as a filter, so it's a very primitive way of increasing the volume, but I don't have any other options. So I'm gonna see how this works, and I'm gonna turn off the mic right about now. Okay, I feel like a bit more gain wouldn't hurt, so I'm gonna try that too. A bit more. Okay, I turned on the mic. I increased the gain by a few more decibels. Hopefully this is great. This works fine. Let's see. Oh, hold on, I gotta turn off the mic first, so it doesn't make an echo. All right, so it works fine. The problem is, I guess, the more I increase this, the less like understandable I'll become. The mic quality can get like, yeah, it's kind of bad, but yeah, what can you do, you know? So I'll go with this one, and I'll turn off the mic right about now, and turn on some music maybe. Yeah. I also have a controller. Oh yeah, I was supposed to talk about that. Actually, no, I was not supposed to. I was not supposed to do anything. I don't play on my streams at all. I don't. I don't even think anybody watches these. So, like this is probably going to be unlisted as soon as it's done. And so I bought this GameStar controller. It's a some Chinese controller, but it's actually very good. So it has Hall effect sticks and all that stuff. Yeah, and it is connected to my PC to a 2.4 gigahertz connection, and and because of that, I can't use 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, right? That's that's not something I can do anymore because they interfere with each other, and the controller wins. My phone just doesn't get internet. The controller's 2.4 gigahertz connection is a bit more powerful, I guess. But yeah, and yeah, let me just play the game, I guess. I'll turn on my mic if there's something that I want to say. So.
like stairs into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose the feeling, let it out somehow. What means to me, and we will meet again. I'm watching you, I watch it all, I take no pity from your friends. Who is right, who can tell, and who gives a damn right now? Until the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Until the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. I got the spirit, but lose a feeling. I got the spirit, but lose a feeling. Feeling, 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 feeling.
So my barb has gotten so strong. Let me show you the build. I got 4 Ubers, mythics now they're called. I fully master Kratos bash pants, and Shard of Garfield, very good as well. Could have been better, but look at the pain gorges over here, pretty good too. Yeah, like grandfather, I just got that this night. Yesterday actually. And yeah, my build is insane right now. I might even like be the top bash barb player. We'll see. Maybe not, but we'll see.
Walking on a dream. How can I explain? Talking to myself. Will I see again? Will
Oh, I forgot to say this too. Um, I sold. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah. I got the best Remoladni's magnum opus in the game from a tormented Grigor. 4 GA. All affixes GA. 4 GA. Okay. But not only that, the aspect roll was the maximum possible roll. This item was the best there is in the game, and I sold it for 12 billion gold. Okay. Prior to this, the highest item I sold this, like the most expensive item I sold this season, was a Fist of GA with a single GA on the lucky hit, which went for 4.7 billion. Like that's why I'm so rich in this game right now. Like I don't give a fuck about gold at this point. Yeah, it's crazy. Plan to maybe give it away or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with the gold at this point. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
shotgun. Hey, little sister shotgun. Oh, yeah. Hey, little sister shotgun. It's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding. It's a nice day to start again. Ow. Hey, little sister, who is if you're with it? Hey, little sister, what's your vice wish? Who have you sold yourself to? Who have you sold your soul to? Hey, little sister shotgun, it's a nice day to start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding day. It's a nice day to start again. Pick it up. Take me back home, man.
Where in there were your objections to Sean's behavior during that panel? Where would that have been solved by a clarifying message from me on the exact topic?
I don't think that a clarifying message from you on the exact topic would resolve those substantive disagreements with Sean's various positions as laid out. Because even though it was difficult and at times it was, going through gritted teeth, there was a conversation that took place about things, okay? And eventually they were able to speak more generally about threats outside of the context of 100% certainty, okay? So those critiques that you just read out that I'll defend to the death, each one of them, and I don't characterize them as insulting at all. I believe those are like accurate descriptions of my objections and what actually is the reality of the problems with this position. Those are what I would put in the bucket of substantive critique on things that were actually said about topics that were actually discussed on the debate. There separately is the issue of what the debate was supposed to be about. That is something I would not put in the same bucket as those substantive complaints, and I would essentially say that is a separate thing about what they're all there for. And
okay.
I don't give you any responsibility for the substantive parts. Those are all.
I will happily take the L because I said a similar thing to Lauren, and then she was like, "Okay, what's the exact prompt?" I sent her the exact prompt. I did not clarify the exact prompt with Sean, so I am happy to take the L. And as a brand new, recruiter for the hippy dippy, that is a professional failure on my end. Okay.
I don't think
an excuse. Hold on. Yeah. As an excuse, I am working full time. I have a family.
You have kids.
I have my own hobbies. So my professional L. Okay.
No,
I want to walk you through. I want to walk you through a logic chain. I think you already answered this question, but I'm going to ask it again.
Yeah.
Do you believe Trump is an existential threat to democracy?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So is democracy on the ballot in 2024?
Yes, of course.
Of course.
Okay. So you are now ready to debate on the hippy dippy as of 8/16/2024.
Isn't it 8/17?
No, I'm saying last night.
Yeah, no. But again, what I just said is Trump an existential threat to democracy isn't what you or what AJW thought the prompt was. They didn't represent the prompt.
So this is a point of clarification I want.
Yeah.
So let's do it. I kind of want to pull up my exact phrasing. Like, is Trump going to end democracy in 2024?
Yeah. Will he? Will he end democracy?
Will he? Okay. Yes. So what was because I caught the second hour for the commentary section. So what was AJW's most egregious argument that you felt like he couldn't move past because he was being semantic?
I actually don't think it's wrong to just be clear. I don't think it's wrong to like clarify semantics. What I think, and I'll tell you what I think the most egregious of this example was. But I think it's fine to clarify semantics. Be like, this is what I take to be the question, what that is, and just to be like, under your semantics, I don't have a disagreement with you, AJW, because I don't think that standard has been reached. So that's fine. What I took issue with was AJW saying you have to agree with my semantics and concede the entire debate because of my ridiculous interpretation of what this meant. And so that's what I take issue with, number one. And then number two, what is the most ridiculous semantic issue? And I see Destiny is requested. I will grant it to him in a second. What is the most ridiculous of the semantic interpretation of AJW? For him to interpret the prompt of is democracy on the ballot as, do I have a practical certainty that Donald Trump will end the democracy? And that is to say, and I think that means small d democracy, not our constitutional republic, but like literally stop voting.
Again, I'll take the professional L where I need to on not communicating the actual verbalized prompt, but I do think that there, and I'm not trying to throw AJW under the bus. It's technically my fault.
Do it.
But I feel like there's an extrapolation there that's already an extrapolation from my extrapolation.
I agree.
Okay, wait.
So,
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. I understand I've been on a more aggressive bend, okay? I'm going to continue this. Can we just not even pretend to have this conversation? I don't understand why this even needs to happen. It is whatever interpretation. Connor, if you think they had an interpretation that was legitimate, you're just not in reality. You're either doing it intentionally or you need to medicate yourself for psychosis. There is no world where you have a conversation about is democracy on the ballot and the other side perceives the ending of democracy to maybe not even be encapsulated in the Civil War. There's no sane, valid interpretation that has that. Full stop. If you pretend that it does, you're either crazy or you're just like crazy naked. You're like gaslighting. You're like having fun, like being insane.
No. So I think that would go to my last sentence, which that feels like an extrapolation to my extrapolation.
What does that mean?
So people are criticizing me because I rephrase is democracy on the ballot in 2024 to Sean specifically. Okay, Lauren had the full prompt. To Sean specifically, I reinterpreted that to is Trump going to end democracy in 2024? Okay, so that's the premise that I presented to him. That's what he went with.
I understand, but there are two huge things. One is we could have just clarified that immediately, and then we could have been like, oh, okay, so its claim isn't quite as extreme. Okay, which would be fair. But then two, even if we wanted to meet that insane claim, it wasn't enough to show if democracy was on the ballot. It was, is democracy on the ballot in such a way that Trump will end it and it will never come back?
Yup.
Yeah. So that's
Hold on. Can you acknowledge that is never a valid interpretation of that prompt? And can you acknowledge that no one in the history of is X on the ballot has ever meant it to be that way? Ever. Now, not even one person in all of human history, even in fiction, no one has ever meant it to be that. When someone says abortion on the ballot, nobody thinks is like, well, are they going to make it so that abortion in every single circumstance is illegal from now until the end of the universe, until the heat death of the entire universe? Nobody has ever meant anything to ever mean like that ever.
Sure, and the thing that I think backs up my agreement is when the Civil War example specifically, right? So just because democracy came back allegedly, although I think there is an interesting historical argument there that I would steelman, and I wouldn't mind steelmanning Javisco because he seemed to gasp at the notion.
Wait. It is a gaseous pick. Just to be clear, Abraham Lincoln, everyone understood that this experiment that we were going, this America, is a precedent, and that the democracy as they understood it, the constitutional republic, was at stake. That's why he said.
So hold on, before
wait. I just want to get this out. That's why in his Gettysburg Address he says, and that government by the people for the people will not perish from the earth. Because that's what they thought that they were fighting. Because it was a threat to the constitutional order. It was an illegal abolishment, nullification of the Constitution in these states. The states who initiated the aggression, the states who, thousands were dying, and it was not clear that, Or were we going to have a split, two different sovereigns, and now, they split again and split again? And so it was anarchy versus constitutional republic. Those were the stakes as they saw them, and they were right.
Okay, so before we get into the Steelman historical argument, because this is going to be a diatribe of its own. I feel like the Civil War example, let's just talk about it logically, because I think this is what Destiny is poking at. What Destiny is poking at is, just because something is a temporary threat, but then that threat doesn't come to fruition, does not mean it's not a threat. Right? That's the
No, not even that. No, that would be a softer version argument. But I was willing to argue an even stronger version. But what they're saying is that if Donald Trump were to come and be a dictator for 1 year, and then he were to be ousted from office, and then people were to repair everything, and then we set ourselves back on the right course, they would say like, oh, then it wasn't a threat, I guess. That's what that's an.
Yeah, that's silly.
But hold on, wait. Shit. Do you acknowledge? You just said that's silly. You acknowledge that was their position.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Wait. Why are you saying okay or sure? No. Yes. That was their position. Yes.
I'm about to use the N-word again.
That's fine. I don't care. I love the N-word. But that is what that was their position. Not sure. Not okay. Yes, it was their position, right?
Shut up, Destiny. Let me explain the last 16 hours of my life to you real quick. Okay? I got out of my job because I'm not a multi-millionaire jerk off, and then I got home, and then I helped take care of my kids. Then I helped with the commentary section of the shit for Hippie Dippy. Then I helped put my kids to bed. Then I jumped onto the second commentary thing after catching the last 30 to 40 minutes, which I was watching while I was eating dinner. Then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and Pisco and two of his officers are jumping down my throat for improperly communicating the prompt of the debate, resulting in the shit show of the Hippie Dippy, which needs to be pointed out. The point of the Hippie Dippy is to be a fiery panel. So, all of you in that regard.
Wait, hold on, Connor. Wait. No, wait, Connor. None of this is your fault. I don't know why you're taking this on you.
Because in a professional debate setting, the exact wording of the prompt should be communicated to all debaters so you don't have this confusion.
There is no confusion. Stop, Pisco. This is partly your fault. Don't entertain this argument. Hold on, no. This is not a real debate. We're living in a fantasy land. There is no confusion here. Everybody knows what that means. Why are you pretending like it's confusing? What are we talking about right now? Is democracy...
Okay, this is actually the most autistic conversation I've ever heard, and I actually kind of like it. I'll keep watching.
On the ballot is not a binary, like it's confusing. Everybody knows what that means. You don't have to clarify that anymore. You didn't have to clarify that to us. I wasn't messaging Hutch like, oh shit, when they say is democracy on the ballot, do they mean are they gonna do a referendum on should we be a democracy? Nobody thought that. Nobody on my side. It didn't even enter my mind for a microsecond, and I guarantee you it didn't for any of the other debaters as well.
I'm not saying, wait. I am not saying that there is a genuine confusion here which makes any sense at all. I am saying that their interpretation of what this means is completely implausible. That's all I'm saying, and I agree with you. When I said Connor does not have full responsibility for any of this. I think
I should have set the prompt out. So this is all your fault. I think I have that.
No, but I went under it and said actually it's not all your fault.
Wait, hold on. What did Connor communicate? Where is this? Show me.
Okay, so I sent Lauren and Sean, and I could look up the message to Lauren.
I'm gonna send it to you.
But I sent the equivalent of will Donald Trump end democracy in 2024 or something like that, right? So with that's an extrapolation, it's a little bit hyperbolic, etc. But of course, when you're recruiting somebody, you want to give them the most fiery version of the debate, right? And so Lauren says, what is the exact wording of the prompt? And I did send that to Lauren.
Wait, send what? Can you show me these DMs somewhere?
Sure.
I just sent you one of them. This is the one that was sent to AJW.
Hold on, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this though. So there must be something more.
But hold on. No, for what I sent to AJW?
No, Pisco just linked me a tweet where it's you saying, do you want to be debate partners with one Southern against Destiny and another Democrat about whether or not Trump will end democracy if elected?
Yeah. That was my extrapolation.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Yep. But then I did send, so I know you're not attacking me, but I did send Lauren the exact, and I'm sending this to you now just so you know I'm not full of shit. She asked, what is the exact phrasing of the debate? I said yes, and I'll solidify that. Also just call them the Epsilon and hang up halfway through. She didn't do that, it would have been funny. Here's the exact phrase. Is democracy on the ballot in 2022?
Okay.
So Lauren got the prompt, Sean did not, and even if you're saying that it's not reasonable for Sean to interpret the prompt the way that he did, even based off of my improper reading, waking up this morning, there were a couple of authors and Pico who were blaming me for the first half of the show being unproductive.
No. Hang on a second. You are rewriting history. First of all, the prompt that you just sent about will Donald Trump end democracy, I think that is also misleading because the question isn't will he in the sense of like, do we know that he's going to? The question is it a threat? Is there a significant threat? Like I said, I give you the nuclear war example. If you knew there was a 10% chance, I'm just going to repeat it, if there was a 10% chance of nuclear war, if you flip a coin, would you say that will there be nuclear war if it's the coin? The answer is I don't know. But if you asked it like, is flipping the coin a threat to the what's that? I want to follow you on your example.
I hate this. This is so stupid. I can't believe these guys are seriously talking about this. This is crazy, right?
And I reach out to a Russian sympathizer and I say, is Russia gonna end the world in nuclear Armageddon? Right? That is obviously a hyperbolic take on whether or not Russia is a nuclear threat. So if we show up to the debate and the prompt on the screen and the Discord messages and all that kind of shit is Russia a nuclear threat to the United States of America? Expecting that everybody is an adult and a political pundit, I expect, and this is my fault, I expect the contributors to be able to move from, okay, Russia will likely not end the world in nuclear Armageddon, but let's talk about why it's a threat into what you're
But he couldn't do that.
Well, no, wait. If you say that, then what they would say is they'd go, oh, okay, well, we can talk about that. You've moved the goalposts. Can you concede the debate and then we'll move to the second debate? You understand that's what they were saying, right?
Sure.
No! Yes! You understand that's what they were...
You are not...
Okay, I'm good. I'm out. I can't do this. I can't do the sure's and the okays. I can't. The servers are driving me insane. Okay, we're done with this. Don't care. I'm done. I'm good. What? How? God. Where did I read this from? Where did I read this thing? This just changed my life. It's changed my approach or how I viewed some of these conversations so much. Were we listening to a video? Were we talking to somebody, or did we read something where the person was talking about how if you go into a thread and you correct misinformation and you do it really well, and you think you're like doing a good thing, you've already lost the battle because you've been attention yoinked into fighting misinfo. What were we watching about that? Having these conversations is like, that was on the subreddit. Was it on the subreddit? Brian Macbeth might have spoken about it too. I feel like we read something about this as well. This is insane. This conversation is crazy. Why are they debating this?
Like, just to make you feel a little better, buddy.
Sure.
Bro, it's not... You're not a bad guy, and I don't even think you're... It's on him to do his due diligence. And, Lauren asked for the prompt. I think it beggars belief that he wasn't aware of what the actual prompt was at least an hour before the debate. I think he really didn't know.
I don't know why Pisco is arguing it. Yeah, it's not even, there's no point in arguing this. It's such a waste of time. Everybody knows what this conversation was about. Every single person knows what this...
He didn't know the actual text. And if he did, and again, put that aside, in the actual debate, he was arguing that his interpretation of the actual prompt was reasonable. And so I don't understand why we're giving him the benefit of doubt of where you not sending the official prompt when he almost certainly had access. And then on the actual panel was defending the merits of his interpretation related to the literal actual debate. I mean, why should we give him that benefit of the doubt?
Well, so,
he usually says that.
Like a simple confession to the chances of this happening are low. However, this is where we think, we're going with it. or let's reframe it to do this. I'm not going to concede the entire debate. This is my interpretation. Blah 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 blah. So here's the thing. There is, and this is where I want to steel man John a little bit. There is an interesting conversation to democracy at what level when it came to him considering the Civil War, and it didn't seem like you
Unbelievable.
consider that at all.
No, it's oh
there's a
my
what?
god.
So there's something interesting to consider there.
There's not for this conversation.
Are we ending
Oh my god.
the Civil War? Because there is a Confederate argument for the fact that, like, well, these are our citizens and our constituents. We joined under an Article of Confederation, and part of our interpretation of the legalistic arguments is that we have the right to secede. The federal government has gone too far, and as a result, we're seceding. So we are serving our democracy.
No, I hear you. There's an interesting question about what democracy means. Recall, of course, by the way, that actual Justice Warrior, his whole position is we don't actually have a democracy. And so by his merit, there can be no threat to a democracy in America because he said multiple times, we do not live in a democracy. So if we're going by that definition of democracy, I don't think actual Justice Warriors would raise the kind of concerns the Confederates are bringing up because he wouldn't, of course, not agree. He would say, well, you guys are stupid. There is no democracy. We live in a republic, or whatever his phrasing is. On the actual merits of what
Which I find to be silly and pedantic and semantic.
Yeah, it's stupid, but the question is like...
It's not silly. Oh, it's not silly and pedantic and semantic and stupid. It's intentional. It's intentional and malicious. It's intentional and malicious.
What they mean. And I use the example-
Why do we even grant that?
Ran for a third term, and after he wins election the second time, and someone says, hey, that's anti-democratic. That's against democracy. When he runs for a third time or attempts to run for a third time and someone says, a liberal says, that's anti-democratic, do they mean that not having term limits is anti-democratic?
I don't know why he's even arguing.
Remember,
Why is he even
term
having this
limits are,
conversation?
in the kind of,
Oh
the
my
most
god.
broadest sense of the word, anti-democratic. They're preventing you from electing someone who you otherwise might elect. The reason why Trump ran for a third term and someone would call it anti-democratic is because it goes against our constitutional system. Because in the context of America, when people speak about threats to American democracy, they're referencing the constitutional system, not the most narrow Athens definition of democracy. I hope that makes sense.
It does.
All right, then I just don't understand these people who, on one hand, say democracy means only the Athens-style democracy, and we don't have that democracy, and fail to understand that, like, in the American context, it's clear what people mean is something more foundational to our system.
If somebody said that to me, and bear in mind I didn't catch the first hour of the debate, I would accuse them of being obtuse.
That's his position, bro. That's his position. And he said, even if Donald Trump were successful...
That's not his position. It's not silly. It's not pedantic. It's not stupid. He's not being obtuse. He's being malicious.
Why is he being malicious?
Because he knows that he can't. He knows that he knows that he can't win on the prompt. Okay, he knows that his arguments are meritless, and he knows he can't debate the substance. So instead, he intentionally pivots to the most autistic, irrelevant shit ever. He did it in multiple parts of the conversation. Pisco, when he brought up the Bragg stuff, right? If he did, this is a criminal lawyer guy, and that's what he marks himself as, and he went to school for criminal justice. And how many videos do you think he's made? Dude, I went through his thing, his Twitter account. He talks about bail every fucking day, about all these new rapists, all this shit. And when he goes to quote Alvin Bragg's, it doesn't exist. He can't find it. In fact, all the quotes on the record are the exact opposite.
That was horrible, Connor. So what he did was he pretended that Alvin Bragg made some statement approximating, I'm going to go after Trump on anything.
Fishing expedition was the phrase used.
When in reality, there was a very public previous investigation of Cy Vance. I don't know if you recall the case called Trump versus Vance. Went all the way up to the Supreme Court. It was all public knowledge that there was a pre-existing criminal investigation of Donald Trump by the Manhattan DA, by Cyrus Vance Jr. And so, no shit. The campaign issue was, well, who's going to handle this very public investigation? And at no point did he say, we're going to get him and my job is to get a conviction. He said, I'm going to follow the facts wherever they are. I have experience prosecuting Trump before. Connor, what about that is inappropriate?
No, I don't think that prosecutors following the evidence This is one of my frustrations with the Trump sycophant tribe. This is one of my frustrations with Rob North, is he always talks about how the DOJ has been weaponized in order to go after Trump. But, following evidence down investigative lines is what prosecutors and law enforcement does. So if you're saying because somebody runs for office, you can't investigate them, that's insane.
That's what the key representative to Stevens in the panel asked, well, what if there was a Trump attorney general or a candidate for attorney general or district attorney who ran on going after Democrats and just trying to find a crime no matter what? That was the comparison he used.
Well, no, the first comparison was, what if a president ran on it? Okay, so the comparison wasn't even apt initially.
By the way, Trump did.
Yeah,
Trump ran on
True. Yeah, he did.
I would flip that argument on his head and say,
also,
how do you feel about Hunter Biden's alleged corruption?
No, but hold on. You've already lost. When you say flip the argument on its head, you're pretending like you're dealing with a rational, reasonable human being that's having a real argument. These aren't arguments. These are insane. Everybody knows it's insane. It's an insane point. It was done in bad faith. There's not an argument to be had here. There's not a back and forth to be had here.
Definitely. So I hope you didn't hang up earlier because I was being rude or evasive. So here, right here, the reason why you would flip it on its head isn't in order to win AJW or any of his strong stickers. It's for the audience, right? So they can see that there's an obvious hypocrisy here where you would support it if it goes after Biden or Hillary Clinton because these crimes are allegedly real.
No, but the problem is every single time you do this, I understand, listen, I understand as a viewer, because I watch people do it and I think about this, but I understand from the perspective of a debater, and you do too, okay, that, I'm not sure, but like, when you're arguing with somebody, you can ask that one more question, but they can always pivot and do some other retarded shit. People think that if you just ask the next question, then they'll be like, oh, you're right, I can see on this point. But that's not what would happen. You would say something like, oh, well, maybe what about him going after Hillary Clinton or whatever? But then he might bring some shit up, and now you're yoinked into a whole ass different argument of dumb shit. If he's willing to lie blatantly, you agree that he lied about what Alvin Bragg said, right? He lied about that.
Dude, when you're asking me to...
Why? Do you think Hitler was bad? Was Hitler bad? Was Hitler a bad person? Was Hitler... I'm just curious if you can commit to any moral statement ever. Was Hitler bad?
Hitler was bad.
Okay, is f***ing a 6-year-old child bad?
Yes.
Okay, is slitting somebody's throat for no reason bad?
Yes.
Okay, when AJW, a guy who went to school for criminal justice and has made 50 million videos about Alvin Bragg's and the unfair press, when he makes up a quote from Alvin Bragg's, and his representation of what Bragg said is actually 180 degrees in the opposite direction, and then he asserts this as evidence, and then when he's pushed on it, he can't find anything, but then 2 years later, he finds that some prosecutors put blah, 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 blah. Is that a lie?
There's also the possibility that he's retarded, so I would have to go through all his content in order to see if he's retarded.
Okay, so then at least we've... Okay, you know what? I'll take that. So we've narrowed it down to he's either a liar or he's retarded. If you agree with that, I'm okay with that.
Argumentatively, and Sean, if you hear this, I'm not specifically calling you retarded, but argumentatively, this is where I track Trump sycophants down to, because oftentimes your explanations will boil down to, well, he could just be misinformed. And I'm like, why would you want the President of the United States to either be somebody who's maliciously lying or somebody who's so retarded that he can't tell truth from lie?
Okay, can I ask how old your kid is?
6.
Okay, my kid is 13, okay? I don't know if your 6-year-old has gotten to this yet. Okay, I don't know if it's a boy. There are times where my kid was obviously lying to me, okay? They go to the bathroom, they come out, like, did you wash your hands? Oh, yeah, of course. Really? Well, why isn't the sink wet? Oh, I wiped it down after. Really? Right? In what world, right, where I'm talking to my son, I'm like, obviously you're lying to me. Would you ever sit there and think, well, maybe he thought that washing his hands meant that he could sneak some dry hand sanitizer in and wipe it, or maybe he thought, right? You're in no other world, in no part in life, are you thinking this way? And also, even in the most stringent forums, like in criminal court, you would never think this way, right? Where it's like, oh, well, maybe maybe he didn't know that he was drunk when he was dry or whatever. Like, you're making so many exceptions. You don't believe this. You don't believe anybody's this stupid. If they were, they would be institutionalized. You can't be this stupid in this regard and be okay and survive in every other aspect in your life. It's not possible.
Okay. True. However, when I am making the assertion that somebody is a liar, which I very rarely do, because I think there's all sorts of delusional spirals that people put themselves through in order to affirm their presupposed positions. If I go through a lie, then what I have to have is I have to know that they know something, and that they are knowingly choose to say something opposite of what they should in normal circumstance know. So I don't pay attention to AJW that much. So if you're asking me in a live debate with a few hundred people watching or a few thousand people line to accuse a debater, specifically one that I would want to come back to the hippy-dippy in the future, that he's a piece of shit, he's a liar, he's malicious, he's evil, he's not arguing in good faith, that's not going to happen.
He accused a sitting DA of corruption with no evidence on live YouTube.
Then this should be content where we bring in the AJW and you grill him for an hour, and if he doesn't have answers that seem rational or reasonable for this specific issue, or if he dodges the debate entirely, then that should be viewed as a high probability of guilt.
Sure, okay, but this already happened, right? The last 30 minutes, I think, was it 30 minutes when he brought up that Braggs quote, and then I went searching, and I was like, oh, cool, can you find this? He spent like 30 minutes, and he didn't find anything.
Didn't he kick it over to Cam Hitzke?
Don't you think?
That what?
He kicked it over. And he didn't apologize to Bragg and be like, oh, sorry, Bragg, I accuse you of being a corrupt prosecutor with no evidence.
Bragg doesn't know who he is, so I don't think Bragg is the same.
Okay, but you're spreading, because this is not the first time that this has been said. It's been said by all sorts of liars and malicious Trump people on X and Twitter. And so he is spreading a malicious lie accusing a public official who did his duty of corruption with no evidence, and he doesn't even show any contrition for it. He just moves on.
Also, keep in mind, keep in mind, this is on the thing that we were able to catch him on, right? And if you see somebody that willing to commit to a lie that they've been called out and caught on, that they can't substantiate given 30 minutes to search for, given that this is within the background of his education, given that it's within the background of his job at his YouTube and he's covered this before, why the else would you trust him on a single other thing he talks about? Ever.
You're a crime guy. How do we do a law and order president who's facing 4 different sets of indictments in the country?
Listen. 7 million border crossings.
Fact check at home, okay? Because I know the conservatives like to play fast and loose. 7 million at the border was not border crossing, it was encounters at the border. That at any point in fighting in any Middle Eastern war, we have more private military troops 100%. On the ground than actual U.S. military troops fighting, not like people that are doing construction, not people that are cooking in kitchens, but economic policy is a bit harder.
I'm sorry. Shut your face. There were 17,000 of these contractors as of April and the year that we drew out. The Biden administration dropped them to 7,800. Closer to the withdrawal, they were dropped down to 2,700. This would be more than the
contractors. I'm saying fighting.
This would be
force.
more than
fighting
the. Oh, now
force.
you're changing the parameters.
I didn't change it. I explicitly said fighting force. And I said not people that are like there for construction, not people that are for construction. Because as you said before, but those aren't our fighting forces.
I'm not talking about chefs or construction workers. In your face.
I literally found the article that you're reading from, and the article itself is backing my point. The cuts are especially acute for private security contractors and for logisticians and mechanics. These are not fighting private military contractors.
The mechanics are. I just said that. The mechanic. I knew you were going to say that. I just said, I know you're going to spaz out when I say mechanics.
The article, it does suggest the U.S. is not substituting for troops with money for contractors, which is a claim you just made.
Bulk of this federal welfare spending, supposedly, that's going to the state of Kentucky goes to exorbitantly large military bases. Again, I'm not sure what is so hard to understand about this.
Yeah, I'll look up this, but I did look up what Sean said, and I can see that the federal funds that were spent in Kentucky, 3 is the Department of Agriculture at $2 billion, 2 is the Department of Veteran Affairs at $2.5 billion, and then 1 is the Department of Defense at $8.3 billion. So
I'm out of here.
I'm just kidding, actually. Department of Defense was number 3 at $8.3 billion, 2 was the Social Security Administration at $19 billion, and 1 was the Department of Health and Human Services at $116 billion. So the idea that military bases are what's playing into Kentucky's absorption of federal funds is bullshit.
Sure, and by the way,
wait,
Sean
what do you mean, sure? That's your way of saying, I don't. Okay.
I was about to explain that. So Sean and I, back when I was a little baby in the debate space, we had a debate on systemic racism and all that kind of shit. And I brought up that probably one of the best ways to maybe not solve, but address systemic racism is make sure that you handle all of the material, whatever you call it. I haven't talked about this in a long time. The material circumstances of that person's life to give them the highest chance of success, right? And he basically, in front of a crowd, because he was, a substantively bigger YouTuber, he basically called me a fucking moron. Said that a lot of these things are cultural and genetic.
Well, I'm sorry, wait, how is this, what does this have to do with anything I just said? What do we...
I'll get there, you bitch. What do you have, League of Legends to play?
No, but you're leading away because you don't want to own the point that Sean is a liar. He's a malicious liar. You're not going to get back to that. Okay, go ahead.
No, literally, I'm about to tell you why I have good reason to think that he's a fucking liar.
Then why not disagree with you? Why say sure?
I'll explain that in another second. You asshole, you got someplace else to be? I'm pretty sure not. You're gonna be out in front of your computer for the next 8 hours. God damn. Anyway, so the point is that he recommended that I go read some books because these books would enlighten me. I read the first book, and the authors who wrote it, not only was it written in the 80s, but the first thing that they said to address criminality was early childhood education. So, right there, he calls me a fucking moron, he gives me homework, and then his homework contradicts what he said, right? So, in that circumstance, I have everything to call this motherfucker a liar, right? But maybe he's retarded. So getting back to the conversation.
Wait, you think he's retarded for recommending you a book that he said would prove his point that proved the opposite? Why not?
Yeah.
What would it take to move you into thinking that maybe he's actually just like intentionally navigating conversations in this way? That he doesn't think you'll read the book, so he'll recommend one so you don't, and then he'll not even quote the book, but he'll quote somebody else's citation and pretend that he's read it. At what point what is your threshold for lying?
Probably like 6 lies.
No, I mean like, no, to call, because you didn't even admit that was a lie.
Sure, maybe he's retarded. So far, I have 2.
The level of strictness that you're at, the level of strictness that you're at for anything. Imagine a girl steps out on her boyfriend, and and comes back, and the guy finds out, and he's like, did you cheat on me? And she's like, no, actually, I tried to text you that we were going to break up, and then I was going to untext you, and I changed my mind, and then we got back together, but I just didn't tell you. But I didn't actually cheat. We just kind of like broke up for like an hour, and then I came back. And Connor's like, well, maybe she didn't actually think that was cheating because technically the relationship was over and I can't actually prove 100% that she thought it was cheating. So I'm just going to say that, like, maybe, there's a chance that she's just really dumb. Like, do you understand how stupid that sounds?
Hold on, Sean and I are not having a sexual relationship.
How is that at all responsive?
It's not. Now he's being bad faith. That was an intentional, stupid point because he knows that he's lost on this completely. No, you're not joking. This is why. No, it's so frustrating. No, you're pivoting. You're pivoting because you know that Sean got caught multiple times lying in bad faith, but we want to write it up as like, oh, it's just silly and goofy and like stupid and blah, blah, blah.
You're asking me for my individual value judgment.
Yes, and I'm not getting it because in the real world, you would not be telling me this. You wouldn't be saying this.
Father bless. What do you need? Not bad.
Right, so I'm taking a short break. Short. So yeah, so there, I'm almost done with my masterworking. Once I'm done with the masterworking, I'm gonna move on to um, pits. Yeah, I'm gonna do some pit pushing. Just, I mean, pit pushing isn't like necessarily grinding, but more like challenging your build or challenging yourself mostly. Mostly. So yeah, that's it. I don't know if there not much else to say. I'm gonna take a break, like I said.
Hello.
Especially if you're not, no offense, my aunt who was a cop, you motherfuckers judge people faster than anybody else. You would never think like this. Even your normal brain doesn't work like this.
Shut up. So, having people, no offense, I have very low standards for anybody involved in Twitch and YouTube.
Injured. And my brother looked at me and said, she's dead, isn't she? And I said, I don't know, Joey. I did know. Jimmy told me.
I could not speak, only felt this hollow core grow in my chest, like I was going to be sucked inside a black hole.
In 6 short weeks, he went from being on top of the world to being a young widower, a father of 2 children, and a single dad, and a man with a broken heart.
The minute I got to the hospital, I knew the worst had happened. The boys were both alive, but Bo had a lot of broken bones, and Hunt had head injuries.
I don't think Joe was ever young again after that. It was kind of just shattered all these thoughts of this nice young couple and the life they were going to have. And I don't think I ever wound up finishing that story. I was just changed everything.
In a terrible way, he becomes more like the Kennedys than anybody would ever wish. This fate that seems to drag on being successful in Kennedys in the worst possible way, it inserts itself into Biden's life.
The pain cut through like a shard of broken glass. I began to understand how despair led people to just cash it in, how suicide wasn't just an option, but a rational option.
Joe Biden has a crisis of faith in the most profound sorts of ways. He cannot believe in a benevolent God after having his wife and daughter taken from him. There's a crisis of faith about his own destiny and his own place in the world. He's on the cusp of being the youngest senator, and he feels as if this is not the thing for him to do.
He was angry. He was really angry. I mean, there was almost a physical sense of agony and rage about him. He and his brother used to go out at night and go look for people to get in fights with.
I just felt rage, absolute rage, anger. I mean, it just didn't make sense, and I could not understand that.
He's not even sure what to do. He's not sure he can even be a senator anymore. Who am I? What do I do here? And he just considers giving up.
In his darkest moment, he returned to the Biden motto, get up.
The legacy that Amelia left me was the ability to draw strength from what she was and not weakness from her no longer being.
Sudden death out of the blue seems to say the universe has no meaning. Life has no meaning. And so you can look to the things that are available to him to try to insert meaning back in. One is politics.
Since the accident, he's been living at a hospital in Wilmington, Delaware, taking care of his sons. Today, the Senate sent an official to the hospital to swear him in.
Biden had requested that he take his senatorial oath in the hospital so that his children could be with him.
Can you make a speech too? Sure, you can make a speech. Well, go ahead and make one then.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, Senator.
Thank you.
After the crash, he needed something to comfort him. He needed something to envelop himself in. He needed a place to be a part of that would sustain him and give him a sense of purpose and give him a sense of achievement. And the Senate gave Biden a sense of belonging. Biden's instinct is to envelop himself in institutions.
The Senate would define Biden and shape his life.
Here's a guy who had grown up within the church, which is defined by this sense of ritual and ancient traditions, things that are worth preserving because they provide order in a disordered world. And he gets to the Senate at a moment of tremendous chaos in his own life, having suffered this terrible loss. And all of a sudden, the rituals of the Senate and the kind of clarifying effect of being a part of this institution almost feels to him like an extension of these values and patterns that had made so much sense to him and his family as a young person. So the Senate became a sort of stand-in for the church for him.
Joe Biden has this ritual where every day he's getting on the train, taking it to Washington Union Station, and at night he's going back home to be with his boys. It's so poignant because there was so much guilt that was associated with his relationship with these two boys. Because he was constantly having to leave them. And even when he was returning late at night, it was often after they were already asleep.
There is such a bond with Joe and the boys. Joe made them better, and they made Joe better. But at nighttime, when you closed the door, he was still alone, and a widower, and a single dad.
These three guys had been through hell together. And when Jill came, you know, they hit the jackpot in terms of they had mommy, lost mommy, they got mom, and they hit the jackpot with Jill, and they knew it.
She was a gift. She made my brother whole. She was a gift to the entire family. He fell in love with her very quickly, and she fell in love with my brother, and mostly she fell in love with the boys. I saw my brother come alive again. I saw him smile. I saw him get up in the morning and, you know, the world's the oyster. I mean, I'm taking on the world.
When I was dating Joe, Jimmy and Frankie took me out to dinner. They wanted to let me know that the family plan was that Joe would someday be president. And so they were letting me in on this and kind of warning me that if I was going to marry him, that this was part of the plan. And I listened, and I was, it was kind of surreal. But I sort of brushed it off because it just didn't seem possible at that moment.
No.
Biden has always wanted to be a player in presidential politics. He's always been someone who's thought about running, wanted to run. A longtime Biden confidant once told me that fish swim, birds fly, and Joe Biden runs for president.
1987 would be his first shot at the presidency. It was a family affair. The boys had grown up, and he and Jill had a daughter, Ashley.
He wants to prove himself. If you spend your childhood mocked and ridiculed for a stutter, if you feel like your family has taken a downward turn because your father's career and finances have collapsed, and you want to prove yourself. So yeah, he'll run for president in 1987 as a young man.
Biden is gambling that his politics of passion will impress the voters more than the issue politics practiced by most of his Democratic rivals.
Biden is running in the ideological center, often criticized for a lack of substance in his speeches.
That's always been one of his challenges. He casts about for what he wants to say. He casts about for the issues he wants to put forward and what he wants to say he believes in, and it feels cast about.
He's searching for messages and rhetoric that connects. And so he finds speeches that are emotionally powerful, he hears them, and he incorporates them into his own sense of self.
Why am I the first cynic in 1,000 generations to be able to get to university?
The ad was riveting. I couldn't take my eyes off Neil Kinnock.
Was it because they were weak? Those people who could work 8 hours underground and then come up and play football? Weak?
He takes bits from speeches from British Labour leader Neil Kinnock, and he kind of uses them pretty much verbatim.
Why is it that Joe Biden is the first in his family ever to go to a university?
Joe Biden borrowed it and applied it to his own life and made a moving sort of aria, a moving sort of part of a speech about his own life, which in fact had been taken from Neil Kinnock.
Is it because they didn't work hard? My ancestors who worked in the coal mines in northeast Pennsylvania and would come up after 12 hours and play football for 4 hours?
Joe Biden, as a political performer, was inhabiting the role only a little too well. I mean, he absorbed this story into his own, and of course it was not his own story.
I hope you'll consider me. Thank you very much.
And that concludes the Economics for America debate.
Democratic presidential candidate Joseph Biden today faces a controversy.
Biden seems to be claiming Kinnock's vision and life as his own.
Biden said that he often quoted Kinnock with attribution.
What I should have said, to paraphrase Neil Kinnock,
it kicked off an entire study of how much of Joe Biden was real and how much of it was taken and absorbed and patched together.
For a second time in 2 weeks, Senator Joseph Biden.
He looks like a Joe Biden wind-up doll with somebody else's words coming out.
When he was accused of plagiarism, we felt that, his character was being attacked, and it sort of took us back.
One from John Kennedy's inaugural, others from Robert Kennedy. Their words from the lips of Joe Biden.
Cannot measure the health of our children.
The health of our children.
The quality of our education.
The quality of their education.
The joy of their play.
For the joy of their play.
This moment attacks Biden on the very issue that he's most sensitive about, which is being accepted and feeling like he belongs and like he has achieved great things in his life and like that should be respected.
Anything that kind of gets through the thick skin really hits a raw nerve for him.
Senator, I have one real quick question. What law school did you attend, and where did you place in that class? And the other question is, could you quickly, I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect. I went to law school on a full academic scholarship.
He comes alive in some way when he's pissed, you know. He seems more like a real person. You know, he's suddenly this kind of little kid who feels he has to really stand up for himself against the bullies.
The only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank. If I could say one thing.
That's the insecurity talking, and it's always there, lurking just below the surface. He has this acute sensitivity to anybody looking down on him.
Syracuse University Law School records show he sought a partial, not full scholarship for financial, not academic reasons, that he finished not in the top half, but 76th out of 85 students.
I look at his ambition, and Joe Biden is just, he wants to grab you by the lapels to tell you, damn it, I am smart, damn it, I am a great man in history. And clearly there is this drive that's born out of this scarring experience of his father taking this downward tumble, that because of his stammer, he was bullied as a kid. That creates this desire to assert himself, to assert his dignity, to assert his place in the world.
I felt it was so unfair what happened to him. The one thing that Joe prided himself on was his honesty and his integrity, and now it was being attacked. And he had to pull out of the race.
Hello, everybody. Delightful to see you all here. You know my wife, Jill?
It was an agonizing decision. Standing down, at least for the moment.
I can remember so clearly getting out of the race. I didn't think, oh, we'll do it again. I thought, I'm telling you, it was really scarring, I guess would be a good word.
The exaggerated shadow of those mistakes has begun to obscure the essence of my candidacy and the essence of Joe Biden.
Jill Biden just looked at the cameras, and you could just hear all the cameras clicking. She just had this blank stare on her face. I think she developed sort of a long-term mistrust of the press as a result of that race. That definitely steeled her and made her a much more guarded political spouse going forward.
Thanks, folks. My wife and I thank you very much. And Tommy, thanks for being here.
There's still scars from that campaign today that they carry with them.
Delaware Senator Joseph Biden dropped out of the hunt.
Joe Biden blames mostly himself for blowing it.
Delaware senator said he was a victim of his own mistakes.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Hello. Greetings. I appreciate that.
Fortune that is.
This was pathetic. This was awful. Tier 7. I didn't get the Hellborn response intelligence as part of the event. I only got the profile. And I just kept getting more and more like just Ether events. Which are not useful necessarily. Until you have Hellborns in this. That spawn with events. So yeah, that wasn't the best, but not necessarily my fault, not necessarily the build's fault. I would say it's the RNG.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, no need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, so spend it like it's gold. I'm living like I'm 90 years. Got no regrets even when I'm broke. Yeah, I'm at my best when I got something I'm wanting to steal. They're too busy for them problems and problems to feel. Yeah, no stressing, just obsessing with sealing the deal. I take it in and let it go, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
Wait, is the game stuck on a loading thing there? Fuck.
I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the floods, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it.
was looking at the Han Showdown's new update and stuff. Looks cool, but like the system specs have gotten, I guess, higher. But I don't care. We should get 60 FPS.
Texture like sun lays me down with my mind she runs throughout the night. No need to fight, never every time, just like the last, on her ship, tied to the mast, to distant lands, it's both my hands. Never a crown with golden brown. Golden brown, fine a temptress. Through the ages she's heading west. From far away, stays for a day. Never a crown with golden brown. like stairs into no man's land. Lights are flashing, cars are crashing, getting frequent now. I've got the spirit, lose a feeling, let it out somehow. What means to you, what means to me, and we will meet again. I'm watching you, I watch it all, I take no pity from your friends. Who is right, who can tell, and who gives a damn right now? Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. Till the spirit new sensation takes hold, then you know. I got the spirit, but lose a feeling. I got the spirit, but lose a feeling. Feeling, 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 feeling. heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning hours. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads. I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out. No need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the flood. catching fish is a recurring theme. Afraid that wading to the shore, it was just a dream. Is that a lighthouse with a dying light? Or a reflection of my glowing eyes? Am I a monster of the deep? Is that a lighthouse with a dying light? Or a reflection of my glowing eyes? patrol. He took the midnight train going anywhere. A singer in a smoky room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting, walking down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people, living just to find emotion, hiding. moisture like sun lays me down. With my mind she runs throughout the night. No need to fight, never a frown, with golden brown. Every time, just like the last, on her ship, tied to the mast, to distant lands, takes both my hands, never a frown, with golden brown. Golden brown, fine a temptress. Through the ages she's heading west. From far away, stays for a day. Never a frown, with golden brown. Driving in your car, oh please don't drop me 'cause it's not my home, it's their home, and I'm welcome no more. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Take me out tonight. Take me anywhere, don't care, don't care, don't care. And in the darkened underpass, I thought, oh God, my chance has come at last. But then a strange fear gripped me and I just couldn't ask. Take me out tonight. Oh, take me anywhere, don't care, don't care, don't care. Driving in your car, I never, never want to go home, because I haven't got one all alone. Oh, I haven't got one. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine.
Alright, so I'm turning off the stream. So turning on the stream and taking a nap, maybe. Yeah. A power nap. I'm gonna wake up more energized than ever, alright? That's a promise. I mean it. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, the fucking ring. And my last fucking horde run was horrible, bro. Not a single fucking hellborn. And then I used very little fucking Nephron I got from that to upgrade this, and it's fucking core skills. The worst one, the worst possible one.